Undercard.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Yeah, what's good, Joe? Welcome to another episode of Real Tour. We talked about it. I'm your host for tonight, Patscorpio, the New England representative. And as always, I got my man with me. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do? Shutterworth da Gawd, LB Lauderdale Boss, RingGangRadio.com. What it do?
Yes, sir. Ring Gang in the motherfucking house as always, man. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
What up? You already know what this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Boxing in the building. Let's get it.
Yes, this time, Kingpin ain't straight from the sewer. You know what I'm saying? He's in a residence now, so that's what's up. That's why he sounds all clear and shit.
but you start off the podcast and your shit was all potato sounding.
Yeah, I don't sound like I'm trapping today. No trapping in the bando today.
Clear as fuck. Like, okay, so we gonna let this nigga really fire the chopper off today. So,
you silly motherfuckers. But anyways, man, we had a fairly decent weekend of boxing. Unfortunately, it wasn't the fades that we was expecting. But at least there was one result that did come to pass. That had me relieved. Because if it didn't, I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're talking about the Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz rematch. But before we get into that, there was an undercard. There was a long undercard at that. The main undercard was full of heavyweights. And
struggle weights.
Struggle weights. Naturally, we were thinking that, damn, maybe we might see some fades. While we saw some knockouts, we didn't see any fades, really, and it was kind of disappointing.
And yes, there's a difference.
Yes, there's a difference, and maybe because the caliber opponent wasn't on point, or maybe the knockout was a little bit too on the struggle-ish side, or
it wasn't executed well. You had this big card full of heavyweights, and we had a good main event, got a good co-main, and just there was a whole bunch of bullshit thrown underneath it. And it was supposed to be entertaining, and it wasn't. Like, it was 7 fights. I only really enjoyed maybe 2 out of those.
Right, yeah. Starting with, of course, the Povetkin versus Hunter. That one was the more intriguing fight, and that was fight that there was some fades landing on each other. And there was some near knockout moments, particularly on Povetkin in a couple of them rounds, especially the first round. Povetkin, was immediately rocked by a right hand. I'm thinking to myself, God damn, Hunter's about to do this. He's about to make
the Danny Jacobs approach. Let me jump on you, see if I can stop you early, so I don't have to deal with all this bullshit later.
Right. But, Povetkin, he's a crafty motherfucker, man. That's a vet in the sport. He was able to weather the storm. And he started like landing them left hooks or whatever. There was definitely a couple of times where you saw Hunter getting all shook up by them left hooks.
Yeah, he was rocking Hunter. Like, they was rocking each other, but Povetkin came back and just, I felt like he almost kind of took over until Hunter came back toward the end.
Yeah, I think it was the 11th round where I thought Povetkin was ready to go. I think it was a body shot that set that shit up. And then afterwards, Hunter came with some 2 straight right hands. And Povetkin was all types of trouble. I'm like, okay, this is about to be it, But unfortunately,
what happened was these guys, they only would land one good punch at a time. They were never putting the combos together. They land the right hand, no left hook coming with it.
Yeah, but that was because every time that they got each other, it was crazy because first it was Hunter coming on strong, and then Povetkin hit him with one punch that just stopped him dead in his tracks. All the momentum shifted. Yeah. And then it was the same thing later on in the fight with Povetkin. Povetkin was coming on strong, and Hunter hit him with a shot that stopped him dead in his tracks. And it seemed like both times they was just trying to get one more punch in instead of just really applying actual like finishing pressure and stuff. And he was just like, I felt like Hunter got a little sometimes, like sloppy. Like he could have finished him off.
But he been sloppy though. I told y'all that shit.
Yeah. No, but like he was like too sloppy when he didn't have to be. Like he made things a lot harder than they had to be. He could have finished him if he would have played
busy
smart.
running and jumping and spoiling and doing all types of other bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think he just got too excited. Like he'd hurt Povetkin, and then he'd be on some wilder shit, getting all wild for no reason, and then afterwards he'd fuck up his work. Yeah, he's like the heavyweight Sean Porter in a way. Always, he fucks up his work every single time.
He does he does kind of smother his work. That was a little annoying.
Yeah, he do, but damn, but Sean Porter, even then, I think Sean Porter puts his punches together way better than Hunter. Like. At least Porter could hit you with a fucking combination.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't know what. Yeah,
so he was putting punches on Spence together pretty good.
He was. Yeah,
and that's a prime Earl Spence where Michael Hunter has a fucking an old Povetkin who's good, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, this should have been I won't say a level, but this should have been one of those fights where it's like Hunter is a player in the division, and Povetkin is the aging trial horse or whatever you want.
Instead, we got Porter versus damn Diaz Part 1.
The funny thing was that
drawing everything.
Funny thing is, I was of course thinking about LB because when I was watching the fight, because they kept mentioning how Povetkin doesn't have the legs that Hunter has, which is true. But I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, but Hunter's not using him correctly. He really should be applying the 3-foot rule. So he didn't do that. Like he had the legs, but he was using them all wrong.
Being all over the place. It's like, if you're a heavyweight, there's no need to fight like Amir Khan. All this fucking running around and shit. Like,
and that was why I had disagreed with. I try not to shit on the commentary too much, but I was disagreeing with them when they were like, no, he should be fighting like a cruiserweight. I'm like, no, he shouldn't be fighting like a cruiserweight. Like, stand your ground. Like, if he stood his ground, that fight he could have finished him if he stood his ground. He didn't stand his ground at all. So like he was kind of fighting like more like a cruiserweight in spurts when he should have been fighting like a heavyweight. I didn't agree with that at all.
Yeah. He's too flighty. Like it's funny because he's the one who fights scary, but Joshua's getting all the fucking getting all the smoke for fighting scary. When Hunter does it all the time, like, and my whole thing is, if you could hurt somebody, there's no reason to be scary.
Yeah, facts.
I'm not saying, when P says, stand your ground, stand in front of him, no one's saying that you got to stand your ground and have your hands down.
Right.
We're saying stand your ground, defend yourself, and apply systematic pressure.
And and definitely because Povetkin is too old. Like that pressure would have broke him down. Like even like the few times that he actually did it, Povetkin was in trouble, and there was just no follow up after that.
Yeah, just land one good shot. And he's always late on the draw to land the second good one, and it's like, come on, man! Like, you trying to put your stamp on the division, because if you see it, if Michael Hunter would have really put his stamp on the division, we'd be looking at a bigger next fight. But instead, he has to replay the same level he did last time.
Yeah, that shit wasn't cool because like it makes Povetkin like you can't even call him a trial horse. He's still like a contender. He's like a fringe contender now.
Exactly, and he just lost going at the title last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all still keeping him around.
Yeah.
I don't know why Hunter didn't go to the body more, because it was there for him and he just kind of just ignored it. Like,
he's moving.
Yeah, he gassed. That's the thing. Like, even after that last assault that he laid on Povetkin, he gassed after that. He didn't have no more. He didn't have nothing.
But Povetkin was going to the body way more, and I felt like that had a big part in Hunter's in him gassing late in the fight, because by the end of the fight, his legs were gone. He had no legs,
and then he had the momentum because he was the one hurting Povetkin, and now he can't finish him off because he used up his legs unnecessary movement, and Podomatic was putting in body work.
Yeah.
So you got 2 strikes against you.
Yeah, and that's why you got the draw. You know, that's
yeah. And it was one of those righteous draws. It wasn't one of those draws where we're like, nah, he should have won that. Nah, he should have lost. Like, nobody deserved to win that fight. It was just straight down the middle.
Yeah, it was like, I said, if someone actually won that fight, I would have been surprised.
It was. Damn, you don't get one of those draws. It's rare to get a draw where you really felt it was a draw.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of was. I had it 1 point for Hunter, but it was very, very close. So like I could see it easily a draw. So I think the draw should have been the correct one right there.
Make these motherfuckers do over.
Yeah,
put on a better fight and end this shit, because we could have been looking at Michael Hunter going on to another fight. What if he was on the undercard of Joshua Usyk?
Yeah, or
in another match, he's gonna be on the undercard with Povetkin again.
yeah. You know, 2 fights to beat Povetkin for that's that shit ain't cool. No, it's not cool.
And you taking unnecessary chances because Povetkin a puncher. You saw how much he was hurting Hunter.
Hell yeah.
But remember, my instinct was that Povetkin was going to clip him.
Yeah, and I was waiting for it too, because it's like when he started slowing down and his mouth was open, I was just waiting, because Povetkin, when he clips you, he's a brutal finisher. Yeah. So it's, I was just
jumps
waiting.
Into some of those hooks, like, and when Hunter had the right idea, like when he was being physical and he was pushing Povetkin around, because that's when I would start texting. I think I text P. I was like, I didn't even know if he was watching the fight or not. But I was like, I know he's 40 years old. I don't respect my elders.
Yes, that was funny. I knew you were talking about that too.
And then he come into the ring dressed as the Predator, but he fight like the one Danny Glover was beating up.
Facts.
Come on.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, so you see, like, Michael Hunter has the raw talent, but it's just like it's gonna need. I think he just needs some more fights to put it all together, something like that.
And maybe lift some weights, get stronger or something like.
I mean, the nigga's getting weight. the dude. He's bigger, but he's sloppy big. Like he looks like he just.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look at his sides. Like I don't know. It just looked like he could just get toned up more.
Plus, he's just too spoilery for my liking. He fights too spoilery.
Yeah, especially with knockout power. Like,
yeah.
Like but I guess that's his dad, because his dad was also very too spoilery. But the apple doesn't fall far.
More spoilerish than Bird.
Yeah.
At least Bird was putting damn 5-6 punch combinations on your ass, and he wasn't jumping back 5 feet if you threw a punch at him.
Yeah, no, it's something else, man, with that guy. But like I said, he's still young, man. I mean, he's not like he's like a little plus 30 years old and like a one-trick pony or something like that.
But he's like, what, 30?
He's 31.
Nigga, that's old enough. What the fuck?
I thought he was younger than 30. Shit.
Nah, he's this grown ass dude. Talking about, well, he's still young. Yeah, I get young for heavyweights. Shit.
Yeah, that's also facts.
You getting pushed to the brink by a 40-year-old heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, heavyweights is like the one division that it doesn't clear itself out like as it should. I mean, there's a lot of motherfuckers that still linger around because people can't get them the way they should.
To be fair, he's 31, but I don't think he has that much miles on him, so he should be fine. But
yeah, he doesn't move like he has miles. He's miles on him. He's able to move pretty good. He just needs to move smarter, like more efficiently.
Agreed.
No more jumping around. This ain't a fucking House of Pain song. 3-foot rule. Stay close and keep the jab at him.
Right.
Damn, like it was basic shit, and it's like I know it's easier said than done, but damn, man, when you look at the tools that some of these people have, you just kind of assume they could just make it work, but could have been worse. He could have lost shit.
Yeah, or he could have gotten knocked out or anything like that. I mean,
Yeah, he got him a draw, you know. So back to the drawing board and fine tune that game plan, and you know, hopefully in the rematch that shouldn't have happened. Because heavyweight's getting enough fucking rematches as it is. Like I'm tired of all these fucking rematches at heavyweight.
Yeah, heavyweight we get rematches for having one good round. Like,
like geez, like.
Yeah,
then all these guys only fight once or twice a year, so this should be really feeling like drawn out sagas.
right. And it's nowhere near that.
Like look, the Tyson Fury Wilder saga will have stretched 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on.
Yeah, it's heavyweight. Like I said, it's not a progressive division. That's why when fucking Ruiz won the belts earlier this summer, you know, niggas was just like, you know, heavyweights are back. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, they don't, like the top heavyweights, they don't do anything for a long period of time. You know.
Why? Like, I'm gonna smack every time I hear somebody say that the heavyweight division is back. Like, stop it.
No. The heavyweight division will never be back until some true, like, you know, some true fades are handled. Like, you know, until heavyweights is like either light heavyweight or cruiserweight, you know, where the best fights are made and they're, you know,
if they're entertaining, like
they're entertaining fights.
Want to win?
Yeah. No, heavyweights is not. Heavyweights right now is gone. It's gonna remain gone for the time being.
Yeah, dudes could have said heavyweights was back last year. You could have said that more so than this year. At least last year you got some good ass heavyweight fights.
Yeah.
I feel like these past couple of years, cruiserweight has had more juice than heavyweight. Like,
of course.
Like
cruiserweights, lightweights.
When had
light
that
heavyweights?
days? Like, never did I think I'd see the day where somebody would tell me cruiserweight is more entertaining than heavyweight, and I wouldn't disagree. Like, what is this boxing world coming to?
I mean,
no one told me a cruiserweight could come up and he'd be the best matchup for damn all the heavyweights.
Yeah. That's the sad state of the heavyweight division. You know, you got one who's an undisputed champion, and all of a sudden, like, you know, granted, I think highly of Usyk, you know, and I wasn't a believer in him, you know, and I do think he could probably do something, but he needs a little bit more. He needs some more heavyweight fights before I think he can knock off a champion. But of course, if he does go on to knock off a champion, then it's just be like, well, there's egg on my face. Shit. You know?
Yeah, but it just looks bad at the heavyweights because it's like, come on.
Right. You know, and then like I said, the rest of the heavyweight undercard, it was just a little underwhelming. Then you got Vach and fucking Dillian White. They were at least 20, 25 pounds out of shape. You know, somehow going the distance because they couldn't really hurt each other in the way that they needed to.
Yeah, it was a poor man's Kalnaki Areola.
Oh God!
I mean, that's what it was. I mean, at least Kalnaki Areola, there was a little more intensity. Like I was at least entertained. But with Dillian White and Vach, I was damn near falling asleep, in and out of sleep, struggling to stay awake. Like Hearn, like, you cool, but you got to stop with these damn marathon cards with boring ass fights.
Right.
Like you gotta have meaningful fights so we enjoy each one. Like the first Ruiz Joshua card way better than this one.
Facts.
Y'all could have rematched them Katie Taylor Person.
Yeah.
Pure facts. You know, and then this, and like the other ones, like, you know, Majidov and what is it? I always forget how to pronounce that dude's name. What is it? You know, Philip, you know, the one that knocked out Eric Molina. Yeah, I mean they were knockouts and all, but they were just like
sloppy bullshit career mode fucking fight night GameStop belt ass highlights, bro. Like
they weren't. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of disappointing in a way, and it's just like.
And then the crowd couldn't get into it because motherfuckers ain't have no alcohol, so it's like.
Yeah, I never heard that. You can't have alcohol.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of the energy. Now with that, it's like, man, like Y'all niggas really trying to have fights over there? Like,
yeah, but the funny thing is too, and I think the funniest thing too about them having no alcohol is, Eddie Hearn every single time has to go play that fucking Sweet Caroline song, and it's the first time that I'm looking at the Arabs, and they're just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I've never heard that before. Where arenas where you can't have alcohol. That kind of like took me by surprise. I was not.
Yeah, when they said that, I was like, wow. But I was like, damn. I was like, that wasn't. Was that true for the George Groves Callum Smith fight? I know it was another city.
Yeah, no, but it was lit though. The whole card was lit.
You couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
They was lit as fuck on that show.
I think the reason why is because it was raining. There it wasn't raining, but there I think they were getting rained on. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably they're probably just like, what is this bullshit? Can we just get on with this shit so we can get out of the rain?
Yeah, but I just think the fights weren't engaging. That's what it was too. Like the crowd was more lit in Argentina with fucking Sergio Martinez and
Martin
Murray, and there was a fucking typhoon type rain.
Yeah, exactly.
The crowd was.
I remember they even cut fight short around and just made a decision because like fuck that, we need to get in here before the shit floods.
Exactly. That's how bad they wanted to see that fight, and that fight was pretty decent entertainment wise. Now compared to half the shit we seen on this card, no.
Yeah, no, it was not it was the undercard was just a little bit too much, and there was too much time and not enough entertainment. So with the exception of course Quebec and Hunter,
I mean, I'd rather have fights than dead air like on that Golden Boy, that Canelo Kovalev. I'd rather have actual fights, but don't give me bare minimum fights. If that's the case, just show me some World Star clips. And, if y'all gonna go that route, like damn.
Right. Oh,
give me some bum fights or some shit. Like, damn, like you got all these champions. Stack the fucking card already. Like, damn.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said,
Dylan White on the card.
Promotions are allergic to stacking cards. You didn't get the memo?
Yeah, I got it. I'm just telling these motherfuckers they need to change that shit.
Right? Yeah, because let's say stacking cards is like a once in a while phenomenon. Like, and if they do it, it's just to make sure like, will it even work? Or
Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, exactly. But enough on the undercard, so we talked more enough on that,
Yeah.